Amps is it's a different thing, really. He picks an amp for what it is he's doing, and having been a long sufferer of tinnitus, generally his first action with any amplifier is to roll the bass right off. Bass gone, and then just mixes the a little bit with the mids, the presence and the treble of the amp, just kind of, and everything else is on the guitar. All of his EQ or his control over his tone is generally done from the guitar itself, which is a passive Strat. It does have hum cancelling pickups, but there's nothing active about any of his guitars. It's really just the manipulation of the tone controls. Once he's got the amp happy, whether it be in a high gain situation or doing something slightly cleaner for any of the rockabilly things that we do. There is some of the Ronnie Scott shows we did just before Christmas, the end of last year, which will be coming out on a DVD shortly. You'll see that, that he'll be doing a number of different styles of music with a couple of different amps, but effectively we've gone back to a JTM 45 Plexi head, which isn't necessarily where all the high gain is found. You find, there's a couple of pedals we use that just bring a lot of that more saturated kind of harmonic distortion in. But effectively it's still quite a clean tone, though you would think it would sound quite thin and shrill and nasally by rolling all the bass out of the amp, but generally it's not. He would then just take all the top off the guitar and then just have everything just up there a little bit, and that's kind of where he's at. And then there's the wah-wah pedal and a couple of other little things that we just switch in and out for tiny moments. There's a little bit of ring modulation. It's an old pedal, an old Maestro pedal he was given by Jan Hammer back in the day, which Jan used to use on his Rhodes or his Mini Moog. He uses that to great effect on guitars, a bit of flanger and wah-wah. That's kind of the three main things: modulation and envelope filtering. There's not really anything more than that.
No distortion?
Distortion, well, we're currently using a Klon Centaur, but it's a pro overdrive pedal. He just uses that as a bit of a gritty boost. And because of the JTM 45, it's a 50 watt head driven quite hard,
Of course.
does add a fair bit of, or gives a fair bit of, quite nice, quite, clean gain. Is how he likes it. He doesn't like it barking. He was using DSLs up until about 4 or 5 years ago, where that 80s kind of very harshly high gain overdriven thing was where he was at with doing his more kind of experimental, kind of loopy, kind of dancey orientated music. Now more so he's come back to just having the amp being big, clean and loud and sounding good, and then just adding a little bit of colour from the floor, or from my workbench, depends. If he lets me do it, I do it. If he wants control of it, he has it.
Cool.
Changes every day.